Hi everyone, I hope you well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for support. Okay, big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now, I think that, you know, I've not got a crystal ball, but what I'm looking at is some kind of ABC here. I think we've got this A leg down. We might have put the A leg in already, okay, and we might not necessarily be coming down to 786 or 702. You can see that we've held the golden ratio just here on the weekly time frame. Now, right now, if Bitcoin has bottomed out on this A leg down, okay, and we do start to come back up, I do anticipate a lower high here, and then, you know, towards the end of the month here, just leading into May, I think we might get another C leg, okay, coming down to retest this low, and I do think it will come quite deep, okay. Now, obviously, if that happens, I'm going to give you the targets and everything like that as it plays out, but this is something I've been looking at for quite a long time now, that I do think that if this scenario plays out, that's it. From this point here could be an absolutely optimal entry point, you know, for Bitcoin, because at that point I think the remainder of the year here is extremely bullish for Bitcoin. Now, you know, it's nothing's guaranteed, obviously. Nothing I say is financial advice. It will look horrible, it will feel horrible, but I think that if you come down and you hold these lows, that's your correction done. Because I'm looking at this, okay, I've been looking at it for quite a while now. There's a potential A, B, C, D, E correction, and I think you're putting in a potential ABC correction right now of the E leg, and that's the final leg of that correction. The correction's in, your wave falls over, and at that point you're looking at that big push impulsive wave. Now, you know, to get this confluence that I'm looking at right here, I'm trying to marry it up with other charts. Obviously, you know, anything can happen, but so far it is kind of playing out at the moment. Now, we've not retraced as deep as I would have liked, to be honest with you. So what I'm looking for here is some kind of relief rally towards the end of the month here. Like I said to you, rally for this week, okay, onwards and upwards, come up, run into resistance, and then as we roll into May, potentially come down and create that lower low down here, okay, than this low, and that's an ABC, perfect ABC, just like this ABC here, okay. Now, I was able to give you all the targets here on the 161 in this previous ABC of this impulsive move to the upside. Let me show you, for those that are new to the channel, we had a perfect A, B, C here, and we held it and we start to come up, okay. So the potential right now, we're putting an ABC correction, okay, for Bitcoin. I'm going to show you how we met the targets using Fibonacci. So from there to there, from that high to the low, I said to you, you're going to wick off the 1618 and the ABC. Perfect spot to put some longs in, and, you know, spot buy whatever. For those that remember the channel back then, you know, beautiful, okay, because you come down, you create the reversal wave ABC, simple, okay. So let's say, for example, right now Bitcoin retraces to this high, okay. There's no guarantees, obviously, but I'm looking at some kind of ABC correction here for Bitcoin, leading into May, leading to the bottom, and then holding that low, and then starting to come up for the remainder of the year in that final fifth wave. Because, you know, what I'm looking at is this scenario, and I've been going on about this for a very long time right now, okay. We've got the one impulsive move, we've got the second, you know, corrective move, we've got that big third impulsive move, and right now this is a wave forward correction, okay. And I do think potentially by May we could be lowballing out, if we've not already lowballed out. There is a slight chance here, possibility, that this January 24th low was the low of the correction as well, in a big ABC running flat correction, okay. And right now this is the formation of a new bull market, basically, and a new impulsive move. This is part of it coming up the stairs, okay. So, you know, what I'm looking at is potentially that this being the low of this E leg, and that being the low of the correction, okay. And this is the thing, so many scenarios can play out with Elliott wave theory. So right now, if it starts to come down in May and we hold these lows and everyone's getting really bearish again, okay, and obviously we don't fall through support and come to these lower reversal wave targets, that if it does lose this low in January 24th, these will be your targets, okay, and I will go through with them with you in another video. But if this is the end of the correction, we're putting this beautiful ABC here and we start to come down, okay, and we lowball out in May, round about, you know, almost near the 1 fib, which is still a higher low because we hold it as support. If that's the scenario and we bottom out in May, then you're missing this final fifth wave here for Bitcoin, and that could absolutely go anywhere, okay. Now, one thing I would like to see for this scenario to play out is, you know, whenever we see a big run on Bitcoin from here to here, from there to there, you know, we would expect this one chart to be looking extremely toppy, okay, and extremely toppy, like it's going to reverse and roll over, and that's the DXY. So let's take a look at the DXY right now. So looking at DXY, I've gone through this many times with you before. To me, the DXY is starting to explode here. You can see it's getting really crazily away from the EMAs, and like I said to you, anything that takes off into space always falls back to support, and right now you are taking off into space. You get extremely overbought here for the DXY, and you can see, if this is the monthly time frame here for the DXY, you can see at the moment you are putting in a bearish divergence, because you've got that high there and you've got that high there, okay. So that's a lower high at the moment, okay, and you can see here we've got this high here, and then you've got that higher high in the RSI. That's actually called a bearish divergence, okay, and that's quite a negative thing to see. And what you're doing right now for the DXY, if you take a look, you are actually creating, you are almost getting into the overbought trajectory, which you can see the DXY doesn't like to hang around up there for too long before rolling over. Do you see this? So you're in the perfect spot. The stock is in the sky as well, which is where you want to see, you know, the DXY if you're expecting it to roll down or come back to support at least. So the DXY is kind of saying, well, I'm looking a bit toppy. I look like I need to come back down to earth. And when this does come back down to earth, this is where you can expect Bitcoin and crypto to rally. So it's almost like the perfect setup at the minute. And I don't see many people looking at the DXY. So you can see here, okay, you know, when this was the big third wave, as you can see, if you look at the bottom, this is your bottom of your Corona dump, and it got really toppy up here, not necessarily really overbought, but you can see you had that big roll coming back down to support, and this is the big third wave that Bitcoin put in. So you can see if the DXY right now starts to come from, you know, gets a little bit more overextended here and then starts to roll and just comes back down to this support here. Look at this move here back down to the EMAs. This was your big third wave for Bitcoin. Okay, so if this starts to roll at this point and comes back down, I would expect to see a big rally in the crypto markets here for Bitcoin. Okay, so that's basically a quick little update for you for Bitcoin. There's something brewing. Okay, now is it a case that this gets really overextended like this and this keeps going into space over the next couple of months, May, June, and Bitcoin really comes down and it capitulates, potentially losing them loads in January? If that does happen, I'm going to give you all the targets, but there's something boiling here. You know, with on-chain analysis, like I said to you as well, the CBBI is sitting in a beautiful place. You know, the dormancy flow is flash green, which always shows it's an optimal entry point. But again, there's no guarantees, but it could be the perfect little storm for Bitcoin's rally and taking you onto some new highs going forward. So that's basically a little update for you for Bitcoin today. Take care, everyone. Back soon with another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye-bye.